You are watching Melody Lane. With me you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hello everyone. Where is my phone? Happy Saturday. Yep. Ooh. Loose. Uh-oh. Sorry guys, the puppy's barking. Hello, how is everybody? Just making sure that it's catching up here. We're on the right screen. Oh, Lucy Lou. Shh, we're live. You can't bark. We can't bark. Hold on, it looks like my screen is not launching. Let's try this again here. I'm gonna relaunch it, and then we should be good. How is everybody doing today? Oh, Lucy. Lucy says hello to everyone. Hello, Jamie, Sue, Diane, Alex, Barb. Is that two different Barbs? A Barb and a Barbara. And Tammy. Hello, Lucy. Shh. Oh my goodness. You can't. No. Go over there and bark at least. Not right by me. Hello, everyone. How are you today? Hey. Now, usually I show myself. I'm not live you can't see me this morning because I went to do my makeup and realized I left my makeup bag in my hubby's car last night, and he's at his mom's house, so I have no makeup. So that's why I'm not live, because I don't want to scare you all. Loose. Hi, Linda. Lucy, people are saying hello to you. Shh, ma'am. People were walking by with the dog, so it got her all barking. How's everybody doing? Oh, Alex, I'm jealous. Alex is poolside. That's what I'm talking about. We might go to the beach later and actually go swimming this time. We've been to the beach a couple times, but we've just like watched sunset and sat on the beach. But I'm like, I actually want to go swimming in the water. And we may take Lucy Lou with us to go swimming. Hello in Cleveland. Ooh, that's amazing, Donna. Donna's getting ready to make a quilt. How cool. I love that. I hope someday I get into the quilt making. I love seeing that. Alright, so today we're going to design. I had a couple different ideas of things I wanted, and I can't believe I've never made a card. I want to do something with a peacock. Like, I love peacocks. I've always loved peacocks and flamingos. My one friend calls me her peacock. And we don't have anything with a peacock. So, but I was thinking of doing a side edge card using like a feather to start. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and try to find that. So first I'm just going to go to a new canvas. I'm going to click new here. Oh, do I want to save it or replace it? Kind of like my little happy dog with butterflies. Hi, Linda. Welcome. In Bradenton, Florida. On Saturdays, we just come in Design Space, and we have each week we do a different project. And so we design it, we show how to design it, and then on Tuesdays, we go ahead and put that project together live. Some cards will be easier than others. This one's going to be a simpler card. I'm going to do a side edge card, though, if you've seen those. So first things I want to do is I just want to go into images. So I'm going to click images here, and then I want to look for a peacock feather. Don't bark, ma'am. $92 feels like $102 and a UV index of 10. Alex, you are already sunburned. Yesterday, your shoulders were burnt. Do you have sunblock on? You don't be out there too long. That's crazy. Okay. Peacock feathers. Alright. So the peacock feather, I'm looking for something. This could even be a possibility. I want something, I'm going to do a side edge of it, so I don't want nothing crazy complicated like this. Although you could do it with lots of weeding if you wanted to do iron-on. Alex said it's the native in me. You're an Illinois boy. No, I know, you got the Florida blood now. I'm the only one in the family that doesn't have the Florida blood. I don't think that'll ever happen. Ooh, this one's totally different, but this is really cool and could be fancy. Like a classy. This could be a classy one. I like this, so let's add this. We'll add a couple different ones and then go ahead and look at them. How do you choose a feather to do a side card? Well, we'll choose a feather and then I'll show you how we're gonna turn it into that. It's gonna be using offset. I really, really like that one, the first one I chose though. I guess it's the only one I chose now that I look at it. And then some feathers are better than others. Like this is a print and cut feather. But once you offset it, and if it had little pieces like this, you would want to use like iron-on or vinyl to put it on the card. But let's go ahead and add this one to canvas because I think this is just a cool, it's kind of fancy too. It's almost like a flourish, but it's a peacock feather in a way. So let's go ahead and take this, and then there are so many beautiful feathers in DS, Jamie. I love feathers too. Okay, let's take this and then see how we're going to turn it into an offset. Or not an offset, but to a side edge card. So if we take our image here, hold on, let me go ahead and change the background. I'm just going up. There we go. Okay, if we take this and we go ahead and offset it, we can go ahead and play with the offset. I'm not worried about these spaces in here. When you offset and you see the spaces it's not filled in, I do want those filled in, but I am able to contour that, so I don't necessarily need it that big. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Gloria. No worries. We just started designing here. So the thought was a peacock card because I don't know how I've never made a peacock card. But I'm going to do a side edge card, and I love this peacock feather. That's what it's considered, but it's like a little different and it's a little fancier. I think that thickness, maybe just a little bit smaller. Maybe not, maybe a little bit bigger. I hope so, Gloria. We shall see where we end up when we're done here. Looks like it's not changing. Okay. We'll go ahead and hit apply there. And I just went ahead and made the offset. I moved it a little, so I just went ahead and aligned and centered it. So we have this piece here, and we could make the side of the card. I feel like I should flip it. Oh, I'm going to group this. I'm going to flip this horizontal. Maybe that way. Let's see. So what we're going to do to get a side edge, we're going to go ahead and go over to shapes. And let's just grab a square here. And I am going to make this, I want this 7 inches tall. So I'm going to go ahead and change this here to 7. And then I can make my square here 7 inches tall also. Ooh, not 70. That would be a really big card. What is my kitty doing upstairs in the hamster thing? Okay, on this, hold on. I'm going to go ahead. I want to get those contours out. So I ungrouped it. I'm just going to go to my offset here and hit contour. And then I did need to make it a little bit bigger. I can go ahead and click this. And then that one won't show. But I do really want this filled out too. So before I go any further, I'm just going to offset it a little bit more. And I shouldn't have to do much. Just a tiny offset like that, because now you see it's gonna include these here. That way those aren't showing. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply. My cat is upstairs, just I don't know if you can hear him. He's trying to get to the hamster. Ducky's hamster. Oh no. I'm going to go ahead and align these in center. Plump, stop trying to eat Princess Leia. Okay, now that we have that centered, now we can bring this over. We can go ahead and I'm going to bring this to the front so we can see here. And I can fill in any lines I need to too. Is this still 7? Nope, it's not 7 anymore. I'm going to change my height to my poor cat is trying to eat the hamster. Okay, and I'm the only one home. All right, so I went ahead and did that because I wanted to resize this, because when I put the offset, it made it larger. So I'm just going to go ahead now and change this to 7. Now it's the same height as the rest of my card here. And we don't have to worry about lining these up perfectly, because I can just drag my mouse over both of them and then hit align. You can hit align top, and then you can see my top and my bottom are both the same height. Hello, Linda, welcome. Thanks, Gloria, for the thumbs up. We appreciate those. And overall, the card's going to be 5 by 7, so it's going to be 7 inches tall, but all together I want it to be 10 inches wide. But we can do that after we... I'm going to slide this over a little bit more, because I want that to connect there. I'll just go ahead and align the top. And now this one, we are going to unlock it and make it longer. Let's see if we, right now if we group these together, it's 9.6 inches. So I only have like 0.4 more inches I need to go. So if I take this, unlock it, I can make my width 7.4. Slide that back over. 9.9, really close. And then I can adjust it at the end. So we're going to leave it right there. I'm going to align the top again, because every time you move it, you want to do that, because it just could move the slightest. Hi, Diane. Welcome. Hey, Mitzi. We're doing a peacock feather side edge card today. Okay, so now we have that. Before I go ahead and unite these, I want to first ungroup this. Otherwise, if I do it, I'll show you what happens if we don't ungroup it. Say I just try to choose the offset. If I just choose the offset and then choose the square and then unite or weld, I just do unite, you can see everything else disappeared. That's because I didn't ungroup it first. So we're going to go ahead and undo this. Now we're going to go to that group. We're going to ungroup. Save. Good point, Mindy. Thank you for that. Do that just a second. Now that it's ungrouped, now I can grab just the offset and then shift and hold the card and then I can go to my Unite, or you can Weld, which remember, Weld is permanent. You can't undo Weld after saving, but Unite, you can always go and undo it. So there, we united it. I'm gonna make it this teal color. There we go. So we have that part. Although, I'm thinking, I think it needs another like flourish down here, don't you guys? Another, I just think it needs another side down here. So let's go ahead, hold on, let me first save this. Peacock side edge card. I don't know about you guys, but I love having all these collections. When you're an Access member, you can have as many as you want, and I just keep finding myself adding more and more. Okay, so what I want to do to this is I want to duplicate this, because what I'm thinking is, it just to me looks like it needs another swirl down here. Or maybe that way. So let's go ahead and take this image here, and I just want to grab this black layer, and then I can choose contour, because I just want this swirl right here. I'm looking to just add another swirl, so I just want to hide all contours. Well, there's only 2 contours, so that doesn't matter. But now we have just the swirl selected. Don't need these pieces. Oh. Oh, these are grouped together. That's why it's not letting me grab them. So I'm going to hit ungroup. Yeah, I feel like it needs like another swirl down here or something. Let me go ahead and unlock it, and then we can resize it. Now we'll go ahead and fix this, but I feel like it definitely needed some more down here. And it could possibly put some on this side too. But let's go ahead and go with our design and see what we need to do there. Yeah, we may need to put one on this side. I'm not sure what all we're gonna put on that side of the card yet. Yeah, you could. That's very true, Gloria. You could do an inset to make it smaller. Let's go ahead and do that. Just a tiny inset will make it just a little bit smaller. Ooh, that's really small. Let's go ahead and see what this one looks like. So now we have the inset piece, which just makes it smaller. I might have did it a little too little. I think I did that one a little too small. You can too, just resize it and kind of make it smaller, just like this here. But yes, inset is a great way to do it also. And I think I like that. So now what we need to do is make the offset now include this piece. Ooh, ooh, shh. No, 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 loose. No, loose. Go, go, go. Sorry, guys. There's always a dog walking by here, especially on the weekend. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and group. I'm going to move this out of the way. We can move this out of the way. Let's group all of this. And now let's go ahead and offset it. And that looks pretty good because I'm looking, I want to make sure I can contour out all the open middle sections, and it looks like I can. It'll all be one piece once I contour those. So I can go ahead and hit apply again. Let's turn it to the teal. And then we can take this teal offset and then go ahead and contour again. Sorry, I know we're redoing this, but it just really looked like it needed another swirl. And then I could take in, I'm just going to delete this. We're just going to redo that. So I'll show you again real quick how to redo that. First, I'm making sure this section is 7 inches exactly. Then I'm going to make my square 7 inches. And I will be changing the width, so I'm going to unlock it. That way I can rescale. And if I drag my mouth over both of these, it will tell me the width, which is 9.66, so I'm close. I just need to make this 0.33 bigger. Now I'm going to grab that offset and grab my rectangle and align the top again. There we go. Now grab your square, that offset, and go ahead and unite or weld. What are your guys' choice? When you do it, do you find yourself uniting more or welding more? I am a unite girl, but if you have a lot going on, it's much easier for your system to process when you weld the pieces. And also, if you want to contour anything, if you weld to it, you'll be able to contour the image. But unite will not give you that possibility. Oh, I forgot to ungroup. Thank you, Mindy. I'm just sitting here reading the chat, not paying attention. So first I'm going to ungroup and then grab that. Am I united? I am united. And I think I'll even take a little piece to fill in right here. Down here, so we can do that. We can just take a shape. I'll do this too when there's something like, oh, I didn't want it to get, you can just go ahead and piece it together and make it work. So I'm just going to grab a little square here. Zoom in a little bit here. And I want to just fill this gap. So I can choose that square, that piece, and now I'm going to hit align, but I'm going to align the bottom. That way we know it's there, and then I can just go ahead and do the same thing, choose both, and then hit unite. And then we filled in that little block there. There we go. Okay, now we need, is this 10 inches long? It is. I'm gonna make it 10 inches exactly. And I would even probably take a little tiny piece and weld it right there. I feel like that little bit needs it too. See, some are weld, some are unite, right? Tammy's a weld. Barbara's a unite. It's just so forever once you weld, right, Barbara? Alright, I'm just going to do the same thing. This little spot right here just seems like it needs filled in, so we're going to do that. And you don't have to worry about getting it perfectly in space because that's what the line button's for. Now we're going to line the top. And we're going to go ahead and unite these. There we go. Now I like the edge more. So whenever you get an edge you don't like, you can go ahead, contour things out, and then add other pieces to make it just how you want it to look. Now let's go grab our score line. Crafty Lady's a weld. Mindy's a unite. That's a good idea, Gloria. I would do both and hide one in case I change my mind. That's such a good idea. Hi, Donna Lee. Welcome. How are you? Is Johnny there today? Alright, so now we have our score line, and we know we need to make our score line 7 inches tall, right? Because that's how tall the card is. So we can go ahead here and just change it to 7. And then we want it in the center of the card, so we can just go ahead and grab that. Now hit align and hit center. Now we have it in the middle of the card. So we can put a sentiment or something here. And then we're gonna have to look for peacocks for the inside because it's gotta have like an actual peacock. Oh, Johnny's at work. All right, but first let's go ahead and we are going to attach our score line here. So I selected both and hit attach. That way when it cuts, it scores that for us. Send it to the back. Now this feather has like 3 different pieces here, and I was thinking it won't look good on here, but like gold. I see these like teal, black, white peacock things, but they have gold in them too. I'll have to pay, when I make it, I don't know. I might use some like gold there. But then we got this little piece of the feather too that maybe like a purple color, because I always think of purple too with peacocks. Yeah, right, Mindy? This would look so pretty gold. It would look fancy too. I don't know what colors I'll end up doing when I cut it. I'm gonna go ahead and save. But you could make this look really fancy, I feel like. Even like wedding invitation. I know a lot of people do, I've seen the peacock weddings. Yeah, melody colors, right, Tammy? But you could. Okay, so then on the front we want to put, and if we have room, we could grab one of these swirlies and add it on here too. So we have some on this side. But we want it to say, see, this is a birthday one. Ooh, that'd be really nice, Mindy. Outline the white with gold foil. Let's go ahead. Now we're just going to look for, I don't know, what are we thinking? I was thinking putting like a ribbon that said happy birthday, but now I'm thinking on this dark color, like the gold metallic marker would look really pretty. So let's go look for some happy birthdays. And we can choose operation type. We're looking to draw it, so we can choose draw only. Or we can go down here to phrases too. I love using phrases. If you're in the new one, you may not have phrases here. On the new one with the pop-out images, it now, instead of having its own tab, it's going to be a filter. So you'll be able to filter for phrases. So if yours looks a little different, that's why. That's a purchased one. I try to stay away from those because we make all these cards available to all of our Patreon supporters, so I try not to do the ones that you have to pay more for. We try to use free and access images. Ooh, something like that may be pretty too. With the fancy scrolls. What do you guys call that? I mean, it's a flourish, but do you have a name you call these things? Because when I look for them in Design Space, I'm always like, what do I call them? I call them flourish. I call them like scrolls. Oh, have fun, Tammy. Have a good weekend. Squiggly. Sue said squiggly. Swirly thing. See, we all have different names for this. I love this. That might be a little much, but let's see. We have two. Some of these are some weird choices for birthdays. I don't think these are. This one's Valentine's Day. I don't know what some of these are, but they're definitely not birthdays. What is this? That's an otter. Okay. Let's add to canvas. No, yard work is not fun, Tammy. Absolutely. There's nothing fun about yard work. Nothing. Ooh, that could look cool in gold. I think that's going to fill the space really good. I think this is... I don't know. We could do something like this and then put another swirl here. Let's turn these to... I want to use these on the marker, and I'm going to do gold metallic. It doesn't look great here, but it'll look way better when it's actually gold. Ooh, that one gets a little... This would be good with a finer pen. Oh, that's, yeah, Gloria. The guides is great to put that. And you can change the name over here too. So like if you wanted, say, this part of the feather, if I wanted it gold, I could click here and put feather and then put like, say, gold foil, for instance. Or whatever. I just know I want it gold. You can put it there also. Or you can do what Gloria is talking about, where you can add text. And then say I want it gold. And then you'll go up to the operation. And then you'll make it guide. So you can, it's like leaving a note for you basically in your design space, and it's not going to cut this, it's not going to try to draw this or anything. So you can just have a guide there. And a lot of our projects in Patreon, you'll see I'll have guides, and sometimes I'll have more than one selection, and I'll say, hey, you can hide which one you don't want. But this is good, but I really want to use the dark metallic markers. Maybe even silver. I mean, I won't know till I get this out, but I think this is too fine of words for the thicker marker. If you look, if we change this, let's change this to like extra fine point. We'll just do black. But you can see how much it changed it because that marker is a thicker point. Yeah, exactly, Mindy. It's just too thick. But with the fine point, it looks really nice. I actually really like this happy birthday. Yeah, that's a good idea, Jamie. Thanks, Expressions Craft Studio. A little different, just like a simplified but pretty, like, classic peacock card. But it's got to have a peacock in the middle. So I think this happy birthday is good. So I would, once I get it what size I want, which I can unlock it, make it a little bit wider. And I think if we put that gold up there and then we have the gold marker right here, it'll just really make it classy. But we can go ahead and attach that because we want our words to write on the card in the spot. So we'll go ahead and click that and then attach. And then now you can see that is on the card there. And then when we cut this, we'll put this on these different pieces. All right, so let's go ahead. We have the outside done. I think that's good for the outside. And then let's go ahead and find a peacock for the inside. I have this horrible taste in my mouth I cannot get rid of. I made my Starbucks pink drink, and I was like, it tastes awful. It tasted weirdly like this really disgusting chocolate. I don't know what happened. It's like white cran strawberry and coconut milk. And so I was like, maybe it's the cup. I poured it out. I made a different cup, and it was the exact same. And it's like, I don't know why. It must be the coconut milk. But, oh, Alex, you're back home now. We just went to the inside of the card now. So we are just trying to find a peacock. Ooh. Now for the inside, if you could draw a peacock, that would be really cool. Or we can go ahead and... There's a lot to a peacock, so maybe iron-on or vinyl. I think that's a parrot. Pretty sure that's a parrot. Huh. This one, it's like the moon, I guess, but it looks like it's an egg coming out. Wait, yeah, peacocks lay eggs, right? Of course, they're a bird. I've never thought about it. Never seen a peacock egg. Ooh, there's some really pretty detailed ones. I'm just going to add a couple of these. I just want to see if we turn them into pen, what they look like. This one could be a neat one too, if done with iron-on. You wouldn't want to glue. Let's just add that to look at. Alex, have you took your brother to the airport yet, or do you have to do that later? Male peacocks are the ones with the big feather spray. I seen like a reel, and it was like this lady was pretending to be the birds, like a male, you know, trying to like get a date, and he's doing all these crazy dances and everything, and then it's the girl, and she's just looking unenthused, just nothing. The guys sure put on a show. I'm like, how do they know they have to do that? Like, It's like an abstract kind of groovy, different peacock going on there. I'm not finding exactly what I... That one's so cute, the little baby peacock. I think that's a chicken with a fancy cockerel. A what? I have not heard of that. Well, it looks like we're out of peacock. There's actually not a lot of peacocks, surprisingly. I'm interested too. I really want one that looks pretty with a fan. Yeah, just like a peacock. Kind of like the NBC peacock. We have that one. I don't know if I added it. I'm going to scroll up for a second. Don't want to make anybody dizzy. Yeah, this one has the colors going on. But I want to see here if I go to draw only, what options we have. Okay, not many. I'd say there's only one that's actually a real peacock. That's cut only, or draw only. So I'm going to go ahead and unclick that. A cockerel is a young male chicken. I did not know that. Like, I thought a Norman was actually the name of a young cow forever. Okay, let's go ahead and add these. We have 3 possibilities here. Oh, and actually I would flip this card because I would have it right on the inside if we do the right. So I would flip all that and have it do it that way. Let's go ahead and resize these down first. Okay, so we have this one, which we could add an offset to and then go ahead and put iron on if we wanted to make it all fancy. I am interested to see what these look like. So I just love the classiness of this, I guess. But what if we turn it to pen? So you could, if you wanted to weed this out of iron-on or vinyl, you could totally do that. Yeah, that's the thing, Alex. We're looking to see what the draw ones will look like. I'm going to turn it to a draw. But with all these little lines, if it does double lines on everything, that's going to make it... The draw only didn't have hardly anything. I want to zoom in on this and see. And it's going to be on the teal. So we're thinking doing it classy and have it do like the gold. Well, no, you couldn't do the gold on this. The gold marker would be too thick. You definitely would have to do a fine point. Let's go ahead and switch this to extra fine point. And then you can see the difference there just by switching from fine. We can do that again. Fine point, it gets pretty... The lines get really close together here. But if we keep it on the extra fine point, the 0.3 millimeter, it's going to turn out way better there. It's true. That's true. That's very true, Mindy. You can't write on the same. You can't, but you can do is you can cut the piece for the inside, which I could do that. I could just go to shapes here. I usually like to keep it writing on one side, either the outside or the inside, because of the writing on both at the same time. But you can just make a piece for the inside. So let's go ahead and drag this. Always leave a very slight border. That way you can get it glued in. Go ahead and turn this the teal. Why is there 2 different teal colors? Okay, not that color, but this color. And then we can send backwards. And then we could glue that on the inside there. Or you could, if you didn't want it to write and have 2 different pieces, you could have it write on either the inside or the front. But if you wanted it, you could also do this, remember, in the iron-on or vinyl, and then just attach it to the inside of the card. But if you like to weed, if you find weeding satisfying, go for that. Ooh, Mitzi, they don't make holographic pens, but how cool would that be? That's a fabulous idea. A betta fish. Yes, the males always seem to have the great colors. Oh, extra fine, Mindy. Yes, extra fine is great for the thin writing. I always keep a couple of those in my arsenal, especially the black. Like, I love the black combo of pens where it gives you like the extra fine, the fine point, the marker. You get 5, I think it's 5 different black ones, all in one package. That way you have the different. Belinda, a trick for keeping the transfer sheet. That's one reason I really like to use iron-on instead of vinyl when doing it, but you can totally use the transfer sheet. Just take that transfer sheet and stick it to like your shirt a few times. You just want to keep it from being a fresh transfer sheet and vinyl putting on a card. Yeah, it's going to stick to the vinyl usually. Or not the vinyl, it's going to stick to the cardstock and can rip the cardstock. So you just want something with lint and just tap it on you a few times. It could be a blanket, it could be your shirt, and just de-sticky it some. That way when you transfer your vinyl, it doesn't stick to the cardstock. And remember, you can reuse the transfer tape too. I did a project the other day and I just reused transfer tape for each piece of it. And then the more you go, the less sticky it ends up also. Yeah, I know some, at one mystery box way back when, they had those pens in them, Mindy. Yeah, there you go. So you just stick it to your jeans. I do that too. I'll stick it to my jeans. I'll stick it to my shirt a few times. I mean, I have animals, so at least there's usually something that will de-sticky it? De-stickify it? I don't know what's the word there. But okay, so we could go ahead and attach this to this one. I'm not sure how big I want it yet, so we'll just leave it there. But then what sentiment do we want to put inside? I feel like fabulous. I feel like this is like a loose. Have a fabulous birthday to a one of a. What are you guys thinking for the inside? Oh, that's a good idea, Mindy. Just have a bin of extra used transfer tape just for those. Have a fabulous birthday. Shake a tail feather. This isn't like oh, that would be cute for a peacock with a, not on this card, but to do a peacock card with a wobble, and then it'd be like, shake a tail feather. Have a fabulous birthday to my, hope your birthday's as fabulous as you. Because I just think anybody you're giving a peacock card to is fabulous. Hi, Jean. Okay, we're going to go, hope your birthday is as fabulous as you. So I'm just going to start with hope your. And we're going to draw these. So we're going to change the font. And then in my style here, instead of regular, I'm going to choose writing. And then you can see how that changed that. When I just had it in regular, it was doing the 2 lines, which depending on the font, even if you change it to writing, still will, but some will become the single line when you choose writing. Let's go ahead and choose a different font here. Go to my bookmarked. And then I'm going to filter to a writing font. One of our favorites always, Alyssa Stencil Script. Is there a kitty stuck in a room upstairs? Okay, let's. Ooh, the cornbread. Oh, that's a purchased one, darn it. I like the look of the cornbread snacks. So many font options. I like the Alyssa one. Let's start with this. Hope you're... And then I want to do birthday in a different font. So I'm going to... Hope your birthday... Do-do-do. What are we thinking? Is as... Oh, go ahead and drag that because it's... So many font ideas. What are some of your favorite writing fonts to use? Ooh, is there anyone in Burlington, North Carolina that gives beginner one-on-one lessons? Oh, I didn't notice that, Mindy. Do we have anybody in here from North Carolina? Oops. I know some, and not a lot of libraries, but I know there are some libraries in the country that have actual Cricuts, and they give lessons on it. I thought that was really cool when I saw that. We don't have them at our library. Okay. Hope your birthday is as... Ooh. What's that one I like? It's a lot like this. I just used it in a craft the other day. Where it has the... It's not this one, but it has the two lines like that. What is that one? I thought it was cranberry, maybe. Sparkling champagne? Nope. Is there one called cranberry? Oh, I was already on cranberry. That's not the one I'm thinking of. Alex said, I don't remember names of fonts. There's so many fonts. But you can play with this forever. And once I do this, and you go to make it, if you don't like the font, you can go ahead and change it. I'm just going to make this one the same as that one. Now, as you see, it put it on two different lines. So if I want it together, I can just go ahead and stretch that out. Hope your birthday is as... Fab is you? Hope your birthday is as fab as you or fabulous? What are we thinking here? Oh my gosh, I know Grandma Duval. It is such a rabbit hole. And it's nice if you like, if I do it all in one font, but lots of times I like to mix fonts and put a couple different ones together, and that's where it really turns into a rabbit hole. Fab or fabulous? Okay, fabulous. What should we do for that font? What one was this? Clean Kitchen? Let's just see what this one looks like with the Clean Kitchen. Fabulous as you. Let's see what this looks in the Alyssa. I feel like I use this Alyssa font so very often. Alex, you did not just say must be my age showing. Yeah, for the fabulous, that's what I thought. It needs a different font than that. I don't know what to do with it yet, but... That's what I was thinking too. Like, it needs like a fabulous font, but I'll put an exclamation point here. And depending on what color paper and everything, you can go ahead and change, obviously, the color of this by going up to the pen. And Jean, there's lots of videos online to help you too. Just start with a beginner project. I do want to make a video of just like super very beginner friendly, just making a basic card. But we do these where we show how to create from the start. Lots of different cards. Some are way more complicated and some are easier. But that will definitely help. And then in our group, if you're not a member of our, we have several different Facebook groups, but our biggest one being Cricut Design Space. That is our Facebook group. There's tons of people in there, but lots of great help too. People help. So if you need a piece of advice or you have a question, type it in there. And then our crafty family is great to help. They love helping somebody that's having questions and figuring it out. But just start with one project at a time. Like, say if you want to do a card, just start with a card project and just work on that before going to another one. But there's so many good videos that can help you. But just start with something simple and then go ahead and build from there. All right, I'm still not sold on this fabulous though. Let's go up, we'll look a little bit more. If not, I'll just leave it, and at another time I'll figure out one that I like better. All right, what's a good swoopy? Anybody got any good swoopy? That's more swoopy. I mean, that's got a little, it's got a little something going on there, but it's very close to these. What if we capitalize the whole word fabulous too? It's a possibility. Oh yeah, that's a good idea, Mindy. Good idea. And you can too if you like put it exactly, but that's so difficult to do, to put it exactly. Hope your birthday is as fabulous as you. I think the swoopy ones are all gonna kind of look like these here. Oh, Magic Garden, that's the one I'm thinking of, isn't it? Yep, that's the font I was trying to think of earlier. I don't want it here per se in Fabulous, but I could have done Birthday. It was Magic Garden is the font I was talking about, where it's got the two lines on the one side. I like to use that on the inside of cards too, a lot for not a swoopy font. I think we just made swoopy a real world. Hi, Deborah. Yeah, you could make it bold. Let's see. Oh, I use sparkling champagne sometimes too for that one. Thicker one. These are all in my bookmarked fonts too, which if you want a certain kind of font name, if you wanted a chunky font, you could type chunky in here. But then you also have these over here you can go ahead and filter by. And you can choose more than one too. Say you want a delicate cursive one, you can select both and it'll show you those. But I'm in bookmark, so it'll show me those just in bookmarked. If I wanted to see any of Cricut's, I would go here, or from the system I'd go here. But then you can also filter down here to your writing fonts. Sugar cookies. It's not swoopy, but I will be here forever playing with this, so I'm just going to go ahead and choose. These are the same. I'm just figuring out which one I like better, which is probably that Clean Kitchen. I'm just going to leave this as Clean Kitchen now. I'm sure before I actually make it on Tuesday, I'm going to have a couple... I'm going to change something in the font because I really want... I might just switch it up because I think Birthday and Fabulous definitely need to be the part that's like swoopy. And right now they're not swoopy. So if we wanted to write on this, and what do we have these set to? These are set to pen. And these are fine point black, which it could do. But say, let's see how it would look with a marker, which is thicker. Oops. I'm just grabbing all of these. I'm going to group them. And then I can go ahead and change all their colors at one time. Like I said, it looks crazy on this, but when it's written out color-wise, it'll look much better. And then we can take those and the back piece and then hit attach. Send that backwards. And then we want the peacock also to draw on here, so now I'm going to attach the peacock also. Now when you move this piece around, you can see this is all on here. So that, we have the card design there. Do fab in a purple to match the front feather. Yeah, you could. I'll have to see how that'll look, Alex. And I'm not sure what color. I gotta look through my colors too of cardstock. And it just depends on what color I use, because if I use purple on it, lots of chance with the dark color like this, it's just going to show up as more like black, I believe. If you use a lighter color, you'll be able to see that purple, but if you do it on a dark color, I think it's just going to look like black, but I'm not sure. You can always test it and see. But that is, hold on, let me hit save. That was almost just exactly an hour. Perfect. All right, so now we've designed the card. So we did that. We did an offset to it to make the side edge. So when it folds, it has, oh, I need to think about that. Hold on, let me. That's what I wanted to think of. When the card is folded, I'm going to play with this. I won't do it now because I know I've had you guys for an hour. But you see how you can see a little bit of the wording stick out? I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and just adjust those so they don't stick out. So you don't see that sticking out from the card. Thanks, Barbara. I think it's just like, I love peacocks. It's just a classy like peacock card. And actually, people with the peacock weddings, you could do an invitation even like this with like the gold foil on it. That would look so pretty. So pretty. I don't know if I saved again. So, yep, save again. You can never oversave, right? You can undersave, but you cannot oversave. So that is it, guys. Thank you guys for joining. And then on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will go ahead and put this card together. I'm going to go ahead and put gold there. I might even use something like holographic here. That's pretty. That gives some different colors. I don't know. There's lots of possibilities for materials in this. Yes, people have peacock-themed weddings, Mindy. I see several of those, like, all the time. We have a Cricut wedding projects group, too. And I seen them in there. I actually know some people. I know 2 people that had a peacock-themed wedding. I used, my Christmas tree used to be peacock-themed. And the top of my tree was peacock feathers coming out of it. I had that for years until I did my gnome one. I changed it a few years ago to my gnome one. I love peacocks, and they're beautiful colors. They're our favorite colors. Yes, thank you, Barbara. You too. Everyone, yes. Everybody, please have a good weekend. Enjoy it. If it's too hot, I know some of you guys are like in blazing heat. I hope you stay cool. It's gorgeous here. I think we're going to go swimming in Lake Michigan today. Hopefully we can, because there's been a lot of people disappear in Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is dangerous, so if there's rip currents, I don't go. I just don't go. And I'm looking at this here. I may even fill this in right here as one piece. Yeah, Alex, that's like just swimming in a hot tub at that point. Thank you, Grandma Duval. All right, guys, we will see you Tuesday. Everybody have a good weekend. Oh, and for all of our Patreon members, if you don't know, on Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, in our Melody Lane Crafting Zoom, we are having a special guest, guys. We have Leo from Dreaming Tree, which is amazing. His projects are so cool. So he's going to come in and we can ask him questions and pick his brain, and that will be happening in our Crafting Zoom. So if you need any more information on that, just go to our Patreon, which is popping up right now. And then you get access to 1,000 projects ready to make like we did here today. But then you also get access to that 24/7 crafting Zoom. Oh, that's crazy, Alex. 70 degrees is not pool weather. Well, maybe. All right, guys, we will see you Tuesday. Lucy's starting to bark. We'll see you next time, guys. Happy